Alrighty, guys, I went 4-1 in my 5 personal sports bets on my website yesterday. And the only way you could access each and every one of those winners is to join my full access, all-inclusive board member package on that site. That also improves my record to 3-0, my last 3 college basketball tier package bets themselves. Before we go ahead and move on, guys, just want to take a quick timeout and welcome you to my NBA free pick video here today for Saturday, March 25th, 2023. My name is Brock Page, and I've been giving away free sports picks right here on YouTube since 2016. I also sell my personal sports bets on patreon.com/BrockPage. And once again, guys, we're coming off another winning 4-1 day in all of my personal selections yesterday. That's also going to improve our record to 3-0, my last 3 college basketball tier package bets on that site as well. And if you want to see a full video breakdown of every single one of my personal bets here today, there's only one way to do that, and that's to join my full access, all-inclusive board member package on my website. Now, not only do board members get access to the Brock Page podcast here today, you're also going to get access to every single personal play of mine, every single package, every single day until April 1st. Once again, it's a full access, all-inclusive membership. I currently have over 575 members who are signed up and active on that site right now. Now, you may be wondering what the difference is between what I do here on YouTube and what I do on my website. Well, what I do here on YouTube is I'll handicap the entire slate of games in any given sport, side and total. And what I do on my website is I actually share with you which one of these free plays on these videos that I'm actually betting on personally. And with that, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some free content. We're going to start off with the Pacers at the Hawks, 5 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Atlanta's -9, totals 242. And even though the Hawks are favored by nearly double digits, they are a little bit banged up at the moment. Murray, Young, and Hunter, they're all questionable to suit up here tonight. And even when these guys are mostly healthy, the Hawks do have a losing record against the point spread at home. They're currently in the bottom 10 in home points allowed. And they grab fewer defensive boards than most clubs in the NBA. Now, they're facing an Indy team who scores the majority of their points late in games. These guys are in the top 3 in fourth quarter scoring. Tyrese Halliburton averages 20 points a game, and he also makes 40% of his three-pointers. Meanwhile, Miles Turner is making 54% of his attempts from the field. He also ranks second on the team in scoring. When it comes to the injury report, Chris Duarte and Kendall Brown, they're banged up for Indy. Keep an eye on their status. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, once again, Murray, Young, and Hunter are questionable. Jalen Johnson's out. When it comes to the total, Atlanta saw overs against the likes of Minnesota, Boston, and Washington. Meanwhile, Indy went 70% to the over in their last 10. Give me the Pacers +9, over 242. Next matchup, Nets Heat, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Miami's -5.5, totals 221 and a hook. Now, the Heat did get the W in 7 out of their last 10. They played some incredibly tough defense all season long. The Heat allows fewer points a game than any other team in the league except for one. And no real surprise here, guys. Miami's a top 5 defensive rebounding team. Bam Adebayo grabs nearly double-digit rebounds a game. And he also ranks second on the team in points. Meanwhile, Jimmy Butler scores a team-high 22 points a game along with 6 boards. They're facing a Brooklyn squad who lost their last 5 straight, and they have a tough time grabbing rebounds themselves. They're dead last in the Eastern Conference in offensive boards per contest. They're also in the bottom 5 in the entire NBA in defensive boards per game. Now, injury-wise, Seth Curry and Bum Simmons, they're still out. Meanwhile, for Miami, Lowry and Martin are questionable. Zeller and Jovic are inactive. When it comes to the total, Miami saw unders recently against the likes of Detroit, Chicago, and Cleveland. Meanwhile, Brooklyn went 60% to the under in their last 10. Give me the Heat -5.5, under 221 and a hook. Next game I have for you, it is going to be the Bucks at the Nuggets, 9 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Denver's the 2-point favorite, totals 235.5. Now, the Nuggets are 30-6 in the ball arena, and they're currently the best shooting team in the NBA. Denver shoots a league high 52% from the field at home. They're also drilling 40% of their shots from beyond the arc at home as well. Michael Porter Jr., he's drilling 42% of his long balls. And he also ranks third on the roster in points. Meanwhile, teammate Nikola Jokic, he averages a team-best 24 points a game, along with 11 boards. Now, the Nuggets are facing a Bucks team on the other side of things who does struggle grabbing defensive boards, especially on the road. Milwaukee's currently in the bottom 5 in the NBA in defensive boards per game while traveling. And when it comes to shooting the basketball, Milwaukee's got a lower offensive field goal percentage on the road than most clubs in the East. Now, injury-wise, Dragic, Crowder, and Leonard, they are currently questionable for the Bucks. Meanwhile, when it comes to the total, Milwaukee's 24-12 to the under in their travels. Meanwhile, Denver went 60% to the under in their last 10. Giving the Nuggets -2, under 235.5. Next contest, Sixers, Suns, 10 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Phoenix is -1, totals 225.5. Now, I don't think Phoenix is playing good enough basketball to be favored here. They lost 6 out of their last 7 ball games. They're actually one of the lower home-scoring teams in the Western Conference. Now, no real shocker here. Phoenix is also one of the worst field goal shooting teams at home, actually in the Western Conference as well. Now, the Suns are facing a Philadelphia 76er team who's been incredibly tough to score against this year. These guys are actually in the top 3 in defensive points per game on the road. They're also grabbing more defensive rebounds a game than most clubs. Actually, they're grabbing more defensive boards a game on the road than any other club in the NBA. They're first in the association in that category. Joel Embiid, he grabs double-digit rebounds a game, and he also leads the league in points per contest. Meanwhile, Tyrese Maxey, he scores 20 points a night and also drills 42% of his shots from downtown. Now, injury-wise, James Harden, he's a little banged up for Philly. Keep an eye on him. Meanwhile, for the Suns, Durant and Ayton are both still out for them. When it comes to the number, the Suns have gone 10-4 to the under against Eastern Conference opponents at home. Meanwhile, Philadelphia's gone 60% to the under in their last 10 at any location. Give me Philadelphia +1, under 225.5. Next ball game I have for you, it is going to be the Jazz at the Kings, 10 o'clock Eastern start time. Sacramento's -8, totals 237. And even though Sacramento scores a whole bunch of points, top scorer De'Aaron Fox, he's questionable with a hammy, and he may not suit up. And for a number this large, I'll tell you what, the Kings certainly have a tough time covering at home. They actually have a losing record against the point spread in the Golden One Center. Now, they're also letting their opponents make a league high, 52%? No, they're letting their opponents make a league worst 50% of their field goals against them in their own building. Now, they're taking on a Utah team on the other side who has little issue getting on the scoreboard, especially on the road. And these guys are in the top 5 in points per game away from home. Kelly Olynyk scores a dozen points a game, and he also makes just about 40% of his three-pointers. Meanwhile, Chris Dunn, he's making nearly 50% of his attempts from the field. Now, injury-wise, Clarkson, Markkanen, and Rudy Gay, they are all still banged up. Sexton's still inactive. Meanwhile, for Sacramento on the other side, once again, De'Aaron Fox, he is questionable with a hammy. When it comes to the scoring, the Kings went 25-12 to the over in the Golden One Center. Meanwhile, the Jazz saw their last 10 straight all get over the total themselves. Give me Utah +8, over 237. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our next and final matchup for the video. It's going to be in the Pelicans Clippers game, 10:30 p.m. East. The Clippers are -4.5, totals 225. Now, the Clippers did get the W in 6 out of their last 8. They're allowing just 109 points a night in their own building. Kawhi Leonard has a whole lot of steals on the season. He also grabs over 5 defensive boards a game. Now, Leonard's currently the team leader in points per contest. He also drills 42% of his three-pointers. Meanwhile, Russell Westbrook, he's making 47% of his field goal attempts with his new team. Now, the Clippers are facing a Pelican squad who certainly has a tough time winning on the road. Out of 36 contests away from the Smoothie King Center, these guys got the W only 12 times. And no real shock here, guys. The Pels covered the point spread in only 36% of those road games as well. Now, the Pelicans' biggest issue in their road games is actually giving up second half points. They're actually giving up more third quarter points away from home than any other team in the league except for one. So this is a team who gives up a lot of points late in games. Now, total-wise, oddly enough, the Pelicans saw unders in their last 4 straight road games. So they are seeing a good amount of unders. They're actually 8-2 to the under in their last 10 at any location. Now, the Clippers, on the other side, they saw 5 out of their last 7 stay under the total themselves. Unders against the likes of Portland, Orlando, and New York. They're also 27-10 to the under in the Crypto Center. Give me the Clippers minus 4.5, under 225. And with that, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump into our quick pick recap. Indiana Pacers plus 9, over 242. Miami Heat minus 5.5, under 221 and a hook. I'm 3-0, my last 3 college basketball tier package bets on my website. And if you want to see a video breakdown of every single one of my personal bets here today, the best way to do that is to join my full access, all-inclusive board member package on patreon.com/BrockPage. Denver Nuggets minus 2, under 235.5. Philadelphia 76ers plus 1, under 225 and a hook. Utah Jazz plus 8, over 237. With my next and final pick for the video, give me the LA Clippers minus 4.5, under 225.